Hello, hello, hello. We are back, Jack. We are back. Hello, hello, hello. Send this out to a few people here. I am Lance from Upstate. This is my first live back after being suspended by TikTok. We are in Bennington, Vermont. How's it going? How's it going? I'm just sending this invite out to some people so they can see it. Long time no see. How are you, stranger? Remember me?
I think.
Lance Barber from the Vets Home?
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Grown up.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. See you. Are you still around here still?
Yeah, over in Cambridge.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm live on TikTok right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy. Good
Hey,
to see you.
take care. All right. Sorry, I'm just sending this out to a few people here. I appreciate it, y'all. If you could just send this out, share it out, please. We walking around Bennington, Vermont here. I'm Lance from Upstate. TikTok has been censoring my stuff. How's it going? How's it going? Lance from Upstate. We are in Bennington. There's a bunch of wild stuff around here. Some castles, some wild secrets. There goes the po-po. I'm bound to get somebody's attention today. No. Everybody needs to stop with this Aryan Brotherhood thing with my shamrocks, bro. All right, I'm Irish. That's where it all comes from. Okay? Wild Beast, I appreciate you. Lady Alexander, yeah, I haven't been live because when we were in Taunton, Massachusetts, and this is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok entertainment purposes only, but we were collabing with Batman, and we had an awesome live. It was like 2.5 hours long. And then somebody asked me a question, I answered it, and TikTok suspended me. I filed an appeal. They gave me no answer, no retribution whatsoever, and I was unable to go live. So this is the first live back. We are back. It's been, I don't know what, a week, over a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. But we're in downtown Bennington, Vermont. There's wild stuff all over Bennington here. So I'll turn this camera around in just a minute. But you can see we're right here in the square. I missed y'all as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dionysus never dies. No, it means upstate New York, bro. Upstate New York. Enlightened awareness, grand rising to you, dear. Yeah, no, follow. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you can share this out, help boost the FYP. It helps me out in a huge way. We are monetized now. If you don't know my story, go check the first 3 pinned videos on my main page. I also have a backup account there, but I was a real-life detective. I'm a combat veteran. I quit those jobs to expose corruption. And so I walk around and I point out symbolism, all sorts of stuff. There's old world stuff all over Vermont and New England here. So I appreciate y'all. We're going to start actually with a police station. So I'm going to turn the camera around here. There's all sorts of stuff. So we're going to get going here for a bit. Municipal parking. So we're in Bennington, Vermont, y'all. Bennington, Vermont. Oh, well, no, listen. So, Chad, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Everybody seems to be commenting on my beard lately. But this is the police station right here, okay? This is the police station here. You can see the symbolism up top there. Those are iron crosses or the Chi-Rho. Chi-Rho. I should have brought my symbolism book with me. Bennington offices here. This is where I'm from. I'm from Bennington, the city of Bennington. This is where I was born. USS Bennington. I've looked at this before. They don't have anything inside this bill. LJ, how's it going? I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much. I've missed y'all so very much. I've been posting a lot of my poetry and stuff on my page, but TikTok ain't pushing it. So if you could go to my page and push that out, I'd greatly appreciate it so incredibly much. But you guys have seen me spend some time here in Bennington. The Bennington Monument's down the road. There's also a huge Catholic church down the road. Right here, this is the police station. This huge marble building, right? This old Solomon Bank. Yeah, Sue Ann, that's an excellent question. There is a bell up in here, but this is the Supreme Courthouse, okay? The county courthouse in Bennington. Gold dome there. And if you look at this crest here, this crest, says crests are important. And, you know, a lot of people jump down my throat because of these buildings, and they want to argue. Well, you can't argue symbolism. You can't argue symbolism. You cannot argue symbolism. But that's a stag head or an elk head, right? Freedom and unity, the pine tree, a white pine tree. It's a Vermont state tree. Those boughs coming out here. That crest itself. Then there's three stacks of hay. All right, so this is Bennington County. That's an old building. I don't know, the visitor center. Y'all want to go down there right quick? Nikki, yes, symbolism. I appreciate you guys liking and sharing, all the support. Thank you so very much. It's wild how they censor me. It's absolutely wild. We had an awesome live in Taunton, and literally 100,000 likes on that. I don't know how many thousands of people. And then after they censor me like that, I can't get any of the footage. They restrict it, so I can't use any of those live clips. And that was 2.5 hours of an awesome live. So you guys spreading this out really helps me, and sharing this out in a big way. There's no cornerstone on this building here. But I grew up down the road on Jefferson Avenue. My dad had an apartment there one time. I lived all over the city of Bennington growing up. What's that, Chad? A new burner phone? This is my burner phone. Yeah, Amy Sue, it's ridiculous how they shadow ban me. They'll allow people to get on there and shake themselves in perversion and wildness, but I come out here talking about real life symbolism that's literally in front of our faces. No, wait till y'all see, let's see, all right. So we cross, we look both ways before we cross the street. Safety first, TikTok, safety first. If y'all don't know who I am, please go watch the first 3 pinned videos on my page. I'm Lance from Upstate, Lancelot. We're in Bennington. I just crossed the street. Yeah, Sue Ann, they know that we're out here spreading truth. Oh, what's this say? Marshall's Garage, 1926. Built to sell and service the expanding number of private motor cars. 1926, 100 years ago, 99 years ago. 99 years ago, people just started driving around cars all over. Come on, bud. Come on. People don't realize how fragile everything is, you know, for entertainment purposes only. But, I mean, this, of course, is the police station here in Bennington. Town offices, the bell. Chad, yes, brother. Yes, brother. I'm sure you see all sorts of stuff that's just absolutely wild. You see them in these small towns, and the logistics don't make sense. And that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody. The logistics don't make sense. These temples are older than what everybody says. But look, there's that keyhole pattern I talk about all the time, right? That keyhole pattern. All of these are sanded off. All of those are sanded off up there. Oh, this town? So this is Bennington, Vermont. Bennington, Vermont. There's... Up the road over this way is the Bennington Monument, okay? It's the tallest building in the state of Vermont. It's a 306-foot tall, gigantic obelisk. Makes 0 sense. Where's everybody else from? So you're in Minnesota, Chad. Where's everybody else from, brother? Where's everybody else joining me tonight from? I appreciate you all so incredibly much. Thank you. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'm viral over on Instagram with a video right now. We're hitting like 400,000 views on that one. Dutchess County, Siouxland in North Carolina. Siouxland, we didn't get around anywhere in North Carolina other than visiting family. Florida, Ireland, right on. That's cool. Manchester, Vermont. Hey, Philosophy for Freedom. I've done some videos in Manchester. And then we got Manchester, UK, right below that. That is wild. East Sussex, England. So we have a lot of people from like England, Europe joining me now. It's awesome. Thank you so very much. As we're walking around, people, I got to be cognizant of live streaming. There's all sorts of different rules now. Everybody's got to be like 18 years old. So I'm going to point up. But look, they removed the top of this here. They said that a Shriekshire took this off years ago. A giant Shriekshire. That's what they call those huge winds that come off the mountain. But this is an old castle here. Philosophy for Freedom, thank you. I appreciate you. Huh, well look at, I was just talking about the Bennington Monument. That's what it looks like right there. That's what the monument looks like, and it makes no sense. It's in the city of Bennington here. How far is this from Middlebury? Not that far. Hour and a half, maybe, if that. The Christian Center here, but there used to be a giant steeple at the top there. I can honestly, I'm gonna cross the street right here. Using the crosswalk. This piece of place right here, Bennington Pizza. When I was a kid, my dad dated this woman, and she'd bring us in there, and we'd help make the dough. We called it his baby, his Italian guy, you know. Red doors. Yeah, this is wild. Absolutely wild. I wish I didn't bring my tripod with me. But so this would have been all filled in, right? Added after the fact. Look at this. I can't remember if I found a cornerstone on this one or not, y'all. Oh, Chad, I bet you there's a lot of those kind of buildings where you're at. Allison, you just moved out of Vermont. I bet you do miss it. I live just over the border in New York, but I think I'm about ready to move back to Vermont, to be honest with you. About ready to move back to Vermont. I'm just over the border, but there's no cornerstone. Again, no cornerstone. Yeah, cornerstones have been removed from so much stuff, Mimsy. Okay, so look, this is a facade. This is literally, if you look it up, the definition, this is a facade. This new brick here, old world red brick, new brick, facade. There's no cornerstone down there. You see what I'm talking about, y'all? All right, there's some better stuff down this way. Yeah, that's the I don't want, I'll be honest with you. I don't like the winters anymore. And I used to be a huge ice fisherman. I used to be a huge hunter, outdoorsman, but I gave up. I can't do that kind of stuff anymore in the same kind of way. I love it here, but the cold, it's awfully cold. But listen, Vermont, so if y'all don't know, okay, there's some wild stuff with Vermont, okay, the state of Vermont. 1776, a lot of stuff about the Revolution, okay? The Revolution. Vermont was an independent republic before they were forced, essentially, to join with the other states. They weren't even a state. They were a republic. Down the road right here is another church. I'm going to walk down there right quick. I've shown this church before down here. What's funny about this church, to me anyway, okay, is that I grew up having to walk to this church. My younger brother and I did while my dad was in AA. And I got lots of memories of sitting in this place as a little boy. This is School Street, and we lived down at the end of School Street here in two different apartments in the same building. But we used to have to walk down here, and my dad had like court-ordered AA back in the day. My younger brother and I. It's absolutely wild. Yo, is Blaze here? What's up, Blaze? So St. Peter's, I've shown you all this before. This folly that's up around the top looks like a legitimate castle. And we're gonna go down there too. There's some wild stuff down that way. But check this out. Tell me this don't look like a castle, bro. Tell me this don't look like a castle right here. All right, crossing the street, looking both ways. Yo, tell me that's not a castle. Come on, guy. Tell me that doesn't look like a castle, bro. Come on. Nephilim castle. Exactly, medieval. Medieval. That's a fact, Jack. And it's an Episcopalian church. Another Episcopalian church. You can't see on the inside there, but bro, this place is... it's gigantic. 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 That is a castle, bro. Old world stuff. Legit, Noah. All right, we're crossing the road. St. Peter's. I'm going to go around to the other side so you can see this. All right? For y'all to see, like, these ain't no little tiny structures here. They're gigantic structures. They're huge structures, y'all. This is a Templar cross. That is a Templar cross. Red doors. For entertainment purposes only, I talk about the Templars and the Masons for a reason. Huge Mason work. Huge Mason work. And there's facades put on everything. But a lot of these structures are much older. Huh, look. Crossed keys over here. Crossed keys. Crossed keys and an upside down crucifix. What's that? Why is that here? Bricked over. Bricked over. Look at that slit up top. That kind of looks like a Chiro, but with 2 keys. Man, that's wild. Huge arches. Check out this folly, bro. Come on. Highly suspect. But this church, like I was saying, when I was a kid, there's a little bell up there. When I was a kid, my dad had to go to court-ordered AA here. Yeah, how much of it is in the ground, I don't know. There's no windows around the bottom of it from what I can see over here. I can't remember. I looked for a cornerstone here before. I'm always on the hunt for cornerstones. Always on the hunt. I also don't want to freak anybody out. Oh, there you go. 1836, 1907. There's the cornerstone. 1836 to 1907. So that's right. There was something weird about this where the construction took some wild amount of time. Chad, that's literally, yes, Chad. We had tropical weather all year round. They were all open temples. These were all open temples, and then they got all blocked in and bricked in. So I've shown them in all these huge cities. I've gone to how many major cities so far, y'all? I've literally gone to how many cities, and I've shown Nephilim temples, all sorts of wild stuff. So up there, you can see, but there was a giant steeple that was up there, and it was blown off by what they call a Shriekshire. A Shriekshire. This is the Bennington Triangle, y'all. The Bennington Triangle here. I'm going to turn my camera around for a second while I'm walking to the next spot. This right here is the Bennington Triangle, okay? Just like the Bermuda Triangle, this is the Bennington Triangle in Bennington, Vermont. Just like they have the Bridgewater Triangle in Massachusetts. This is like so much wild energy in this area around here. Stuff with a Sabe, which is a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot. That's what they call it. But then also with orbs of light, with small beings in the woods, with disappearances. There's all sorts of wild lore and history here, okay? The Green Mountain lore is wild lore. Yeah, I was just in Albany. I was just in Boston. I was just in Springfield, Massachusetts. Brooklyn, Long Island, Roxbury, New Jersey, Charleston, South Carolina, High Point, North Carolina. Where was I in Virginia? I was just in Virginia. I'm all over the place. All over the place. Lots of beautiful structures everywhere. But none of this makes sense, y'all. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Lance from Upstate. I travel all over. We talk about symbolism. We talk about spirituality. We talk about healthy living. We talk about mental health. I'm a veteran and former detective, and there's a lot of things that we were lied to about. So I'm out here trying to spread truth and love and light, and you sharing this out helps support me in a huge way. I quit my job to expose corruption. People asked me to make a PayPal. I made that PayPal like a month ago, and I've yet to get any money on it, but people asked me to make a PayPal so they can donate and support. So if you want to support, the PayPal is on my page. I'm going to flip this back around, though, because we're standing in front of a big Masonic lodge here. Oh, yes. So you can see. Big, huge iron cross at the top, right? Freemason squares right in the middle. No loitering. They don't want you hanging out here. Mount Anthony Lodge. Okay. And look at the square up there. That is an iron cross. Okay? Iron cross. Freemasons related to the Templars. Just like that. The king and the crown and the crucifix. I mean, this building in itself is suspect. Wow. Yeah, Laurel Cemetery in Philly. I believe that. I absolutely believe that. All right, we're going to keep going. There's some more wild stuff down here. That's all. That's a Freemason lodge right there. A big iron cross at the top. I appreciate the follow. Appreciate the love. Have we hit 17,000 followers yet today? I know we're about to break 17,000. Hello, Romy from California. I appreciate you. We got people from all over the place. All over the place. All right. We're looking both ways before we cross TikTok. All about safety. All about safety on this channel, you know what I mean? I am a trained professional. And I can say that. I think down here is the library. This is another one, like down the road here where the Bennington courthouse was. Beacon, New York. Lilith, I'm walking around Bennington, Vermont, and we're showing some symbolism, old world stuff, old world brick structures, Freemasonry, secret societies, for entertainment purposes only, of course. Completely for entertainment. So this is the free library. I wonder what was up there before. There was something different up there before. Without a doubt. That's a fact, Jack. Lilith, are you here being facetious? Are you trying to make a joke? We don't have divisive rhetoric here. So if you're coming here to throw shade, I'd appreciate it if you just moved along. Kindly, thank you. But yes, brick buildings do mean some secret societies. General, hi, how are you? Yeah, Nikki, the facade all down there. That's what Google what the word facade means. And then literally if you look up churches, it'll tell you the facade. And all these churches you research, it'll talk about a facade. Greg, what's going on, brother? General, we are in Bennington, Vermont. Yes, spicy Cajun for entertainment purposes only. So I want to go check out this one. I've never walked around this one, but from here, y'all. Okay, so I don't know how far we are standing. You see this church? Okay, there's checker pattern up there. Those checker pattern. Okay, what is the checker pattern? Y'all know the checker pattern? The duality? Greg, we're in Bennington, Vermont, brother. We're in Bennington, Vermont. Tina. Yes, we are back there. All right, I can't be pointing the camera over at this establishment. Freemason signature. Exactly, Greg. Exactly. Yeah, Nikki. Not the duality. That's why there's checkerboard pattern everywhere in all the floors. I show all these courtrooms, all these places that have checkerboard patterns on the bottom. Thank you, LJ. I really appreciate you. That means a lot. You know how I feel. I don't care what people have to say, but there's no reason to come in here and throw shade. We're all accepting of other people's opinions and viewpoints, and we're all just trying to learn together. So I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so incredibly much. Thank you. All right, so this one, we're going to end up making our way all the way down. Yeah, look at this thing. We're going to go all the way down, and I'm going to show you the high school that my grandfather went to in its old world, and it looks exactly like 1,000 other high schools that don't make any sense that I've seen. So this... Man, see, a lot of these towers and stuff, like, believe it or not, are going to be, like, second editions. Yeah, Jeremy, we're going to find the L. So this is all, these were windows that were blocked over, right? You can see this. Why did they fill those in if those are so purposeful? You see the checkerboard pattern all the way along this bell tower up here, okay? All the way along. Yeah, no more bells. For entertainment purposes only, of course. Wow. And what do y'all think? Ain't a bad looking one, huh? Now if we can just find a cornerstone around the front somewhere, hopefully. I like looking at some of the stained glass too, though. I know it's hard because they got these covers over it. Super pretty building, y'all. I'm pretty stoked to show y'all the high school. That's where my poppy went. And he was first generation Austrian. My great-grandfather came over here on the boat. Married a non-Catholic. Got kicked out of the family. Yes, Nikki, thank you so very much. And if y'all aren't signed up to get notifications of when I go live and when I post new content, please go to my main page, and in the upper right-hand corner, up around here, is going to be a bell. Hit that notification bell. And be notified when I'm going live. It helps me in a big way. Helps me in a big way. Also get notified when I post new content, okay? First Baptist Church. What's this say right here, y'all? What's this say right here? First Baptist Church, founded April 11th, 1827. Founded April 11th, 1827. Founded April 11th, 1827. Y'all seen the cornerstone yet? That's probably all they're going to be for a cornerstone. Let's see. What you think, y'all? What you think? Founded 1827. No cornerstone. All right, so that's added on. Yeah, this is the original building here. This would have been original. This added on. Yeah, no, absolutely, Greg. This is all veneer. This is all veneer. This is not real foundational stone. People don't realize this. This is just veneer block. This is not real foundational stone. While we're at it, y'all know how I feel about garbage. Y'all know how I feel about garbage. Pick up the garbage. Pick up the garbage. These sure do look like dinosaur feet, though, don't they? Don't they look kind of like dinosaur feet? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This tower, so there is a bell up there. But... again, where's the cornerstone, y'all? Where's the cornerstone? Founded April 11th, 1827. Founded. That's it. That's it. Dragon feet. Exactly. Don't it look like dragon feet? Hey, tell me that don't look like a T-Rex print from, I don't know, Jurassic Park, bro. Jurassic Park. Come on. Dinosaurs are real, and they're called dragons. They're not dinosaurs. Yeah, doggy. So I don't know. That's interesting. That's another. So there's a cross hidden right in there. That's an iron cross hidden in there. A cross and a cross, and then on top of a pyramid. On top of a pyramid, because look, it's 3D. Come on, dude. There's symbolism everywhere. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but the military, I did take an aptitude test through the military. Okay, and I'm in the high 90th percentile for clerical informed perception, meaning my pattern recognition skills are like exponentially high. I have the proof to show it. I got the receipts. You know how this works in the truther world. I got the receipts, bro. Got the receipts. Absolutely, Greg. See right through it. These clown games are playing. They insult us. Absolutely insult us. I appreciate all the love, y'all. Thank you very much. Yeah, the real capstone's a pyramid. Yeah, in those days they were called dragons. Absolutely. So this is the First Baptist Church here in Bennington. Like I said, I grew up in the city of Bennington. I'm Lance from Upstate, but I was born and raised in Bennington, Vermont. Along with being in upstate New York. It's right on the border. Well, hello there, blue-eyed redneck. Carrie Hudson, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I mean, that thing's pretty beautiful. Pretty magnificent. Sea Stars raised in South Burlington. Right on. Where's everybody else from? I was just talking about Burlington today. I got to get back up there. There's a lot of Nephilim structures in Burlington. I used to have a good time in Bennington. There was a place called the Archives, and it was a bar establishment, and they used to have like arcade games from like when I was growing up, and it was awesome. But I'm, I don't know, over 18 months sober now. Carmel, New York, Massachusetts. Lots of stuff in Massachusetts. I don't know if that's a Templar fort behind us. There's not enough. I don't have enough information about it. I mean, there's definitely symbolism hidden in it. Freemason symbolism. Are we serious? I can't get around this now? Oh my frick. This is wild. Hey, congratulations. 6 months sober. Congratulations. Chad, sober from alcohol. I'm a combat vet. I got a little too much into the booze there for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I preach sobriety, love, all that kind of stuff. So yet again, we have another structure that I can't go around now. And I literally have been here several times, but now there's a fence around this structure again now. Now I can't go around this one. This is the Bennington High School, the old high school. This is where my grandfather went to high school. My grandfather was first generation born from Austria. Well, Carrie, I'm glad that the whiskey doesn't have you anymore. I appreciate you. And congratulations. Congratulations to you. So, Tina, like, I literally have pictures, y'all. Listen, I have pictures, y'all, of this same exact school all over the place. They're starting to repurpose them now. And they're either burning them down, destroying them, and they're turning them into, like, these whole complex, you know, buildings where it's like high-end apartments and stuff. Sea Stars, 5 days sober. You got this. You got this, Sea Stars. Thank you very much. Wow, come on. You know, this is wild. I came over here a couple times in the winter, and you could go all the way through here, but they're doing something out back. But there's all sorts of... Man, I wanted to show y'all. But I'll show you some crosses. Do you see that cross right there on top of the book? That's Templar, that's Freemason, okay? That cross. Look at the infantry cross rifles, okay? Look at the cross rifles that are on my arm. Look at the cross rifles that are on my arm, okay? Cross rifle, that's a sign for the infantry, the Army infantry. Did you guys see that? I couldn't see, but up on top of that is a cross above that book. Yeah, what are they putting in here? Shonda, what are they putting in here? Those are huge Corinthian columns. This doesn't do it justice. This place is gigantic. The cornerstone literally got knocked out of this place. It was over here. 125 people watching live. I just got back from a hiatus. TikTok had me suspended there for misinformation. For entertainment purposes only, TikTok. For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, no, Shauna, that makes sense. That's what they've been doing. It used to be the high school back in the day. Thank you, Nikki. Mr. J, hoorah to you. Sun's setting. What a beautiful day. Well, Vince, yeah, free Mason means they took it for free. The Masons did build stuff, but they also put facades on stuff. This goes back way older than that. We're not here to argue that point. Main Street, Bennington, Vermont. I want to head back down this way, though, because the police station is like an old Solomon's Bank. All right, it's huge. And then there's a couple other castles down here. And then there's also a big marble building on the corner. Trying to be... used to live in Holland, which is northeast of Newport. What church you talking about, Shonda? This one down here? Or the one my dad used to go to AA at? I've been to quite a few of these churches down here. All right, I'm going to get around y'all. Don't want to be rude and get people, but check this out. This one's huge. What's that? What's that?
What's your app? Your username?
Oh, Lance from Upstate.
Lance from Upstate.
Yeah. Guts and Glory, Lance from Upstate. Cool. Say hello. I went around him, so I wasn't being rude. Yeah, we're on TikTok right now. We got like, I don't know, 116 people watching. Yeah. Lance from Upstate. Yeah, Guts and Glory Ranch. I'm on Instagram, too. Thank you. All right. Bennington Triangle area, Mr. J. So I grew up hunting these woods, and the White Rock Mountain is behind my grandma Barbara's house. The trail to go up to that mountain, 111 people watching this as I say that, but Glossenberry Mountain is an incredibly haunted, they say haunted mountain here in the Bennington Triangle. Disappearances, Sasquatch, UFOs, orbs. I was told stories about the little people in the woods growing up. My whole life I've listened to all this lore. There's a lot of stuff here, and there is credence to a lot of it. The Green Mountains are a magical forest, bro. It's a magical, magical place. And there's no place like it in the rest of the world. There really isn't. Vermont is wild, man. I've been around the world, honestly. I'm a good old boy from Vermont. That's what I am. Old Vermont. Barefooted hippie I am. A lot of fae. Yes. And that all ties into everything that I've been doing. That exact thing, the fae. And that ties into everything what I was talking about with the Bennington Triangle. And if y'all aren't familiar with the Bennington Triangle, I'm going to turn this back around while I talk. There's nothing really good to see ahead. But if y'all aren't familiar with the Bennington Triangle, it's here in Vermont, okay, in the Green Mountains. There's also a place called the Bridgewater Triangle in Massachusetts, part of the Hompanook Swamp, around Taunton, the place that I go and stay where the Taunton State Hospital is. These energetic corridors, I think it has a lot to do with the amount of quartz that are in the mountains, and it's the reason why we have white rock, right? White rock. Every once in a while, and I have publications from the 18th, 19th century, and they talk about how this mountain would get lit on fire purposefully to expose the white rock. It's pretty wild stuff. We're getting back towards where that Freemason lodge was, and right next to it, I'm going to turn this back around. LJ, quartz mine under your farmhouse from 1790. Totally believe that. I appreciate all the shares. Your dad is from Taunton, Mass? I'll be back down in Taunton very, very soon. I'm going to turn this back around here. All right, so look, when we talk about columns, 1, 2, Freemason, Templar. 1, 2. This is a Freemason lodge. There's an iron cross on top of it. That is an iron cross. An iron cross. An iron cross. This is a Freemason lodge. Okay? Mount Anthony Lodge. Old Freemason square, hammer, trowel. Freemason Lodge. Right down the road. 1911. How many times does 1911 come up in everything that I do, y'all? Seriously. It's in some of my rhymes, my poems. 1911. 1911. Do you know when 1911? Why that's significant? Well, 9/11 for one thing. But also, 1911 is when the Supreme Court came down on Rockefeller and he had to break up Standard Oil. And Rockefeller, for entertainment purposes only, but it's true, Rockefeller said that he was going to bankrupt the government because of it. So 1911 is a huge date. That's why in my rhymes I said, like, 1911, I'm slamming the gavel, because the Supreme Court came down on Rockefeller the same way. Does that make sense to y'all now? 1911, I'm slamming the gavel. Yeah, buddy. 1911 is a very important date, y'all. Very important date, especially with all these resets. This is a Freemason Lodge. 1911 on this place. 1911. Damn. I guess we fired up. Fired up. To be honest with you, fired up. Fired up. Rockefeller. Ain't nothing good came from a Carnegie legacy, I can tell you that. For entertainment purposes only, of course. Rohan, I'm in Bennington, brother. I'm in Bennington, Vermont. 1911, oh yes, 1911, 45 ACP. I'm quite familiar. Always a bank next door. I'm going to show you the bank. Is the police station. It's the Solomon Bank, though. The Solomon Bank. Undoubtedly. Yellow brick. That's all yellow brick. Yellow brick. Yo, Rohan, love you too, brother. Love you too. In a big way. We're coming back by this church again down here, you know. I could probably walk all the way down to the big church down here. I appreciate all the love, all the shares, all the support. Thank you so very much. Going to my page and sharing my stuff out helps out exponentially. They're silencing me, unfortunately. So, we couldn't find a cornerstone on here, but this is a good example of a facade. So this is a facade on a red brick structure. Facade. Red brick. On the yellow brick, it's honestly, I don't know enough about the yellow brick specifically to attest to anything more than I kind of point out already. It's all to do with facades. I think it has to do more with periods. And again, a lot of these structures were huge open temples, and they were facaded, Freemasoned over. What's this, the Cone Building? Cone Building, 1924. But I have, so this whole square, I know it's surprising, but a lot of these places have burned down because they have all these major, huge fires, right? In all these cities where all this beautiful architecture just suspiciously disappears. Yeah, there was no cornerstone on this. I couldn't find a cornerstone nowhere on here, I don't think. Oh, yeah, and then look at the back. So this is a facade on top of a facade. Look at that. That's what the other structure looks like. That's attached to it. So you have stone, then you have red brick, and then you have yellow brick, dude. Come on. Come on. Stone, yellow brick, red brick behind it. Come on. So we're going to keep heading down Main Street here. I'm going to stay on this side of the street. Stay on this side of the street. Madison Brewing Company next door here. I used to enjoy hanging out there. Hotel Putnam shops here. Back behind the Hotel Putnam is an armory. It's not that old. But I think we're going to walk up this way towards the Bennington Monument. Oh, look. laurel wreaths up around that. More Greek and Roman inspired. Web Surfer, thank you so very much. Hey, Web Surfer, I'm going to be walking around Troy pretty soon. There's all sorts of stuff in Troy. Indios, if you all don't know Indios, he has filmed Troy quite a bit. Yes, the armory's still in use over here. So this is the other thing I wanted to show you all right here. Now this, I don't know. I'm going to cross the street looking both ways. All right, we cross safely. But this thing has always intrigued me ever since I was a little kid. Commerce has made all winds her messenger, all people her servants. Did you? Man, I can't stand out in the road. I might have to cross the road one more time to read that to you. Yeah, welcome aboard, Web Surfer. So that looks like a Freemason handshake, right? Like the Amazon smile. Yo, Burlington is definitely the place to be. I don't know when this was built. I honestly don't know when this was built. But thank you, Sugarzilla. I appreciate you. But this is a huge door, okay? It's a huge door, bro. I'm 6 foot tall. That door is double my height, so that's at least a 12-foot tall door. But a lot of these buildings would have been wide open temples like this. It's the First National Bank. Man, and I can't tell who's up there, but it almost looks like the same figure that's on the Barber Quarter. You ever look up the Barber Quarter? Somebody look up the Barber Quarter. You want to look up the Barber Quarter? They were minted, I think, 1896 in the United States. The Barber Quarter. Does that look like the head on the Barber Quarter? Kind of looks like the head on the Barber Quarter. North Street, Main Street. Okay. So these boughs of sticks together is the same kind of thing as the Roman fasces, right? And that's gotten a lot of heat on Instagram. But I'm telling you, it looks like the face on the Barber Quarter. Can't count how many stars are on there. But there's no cornerstone on this. This used to be a bank. Again, another gigantic doorway, y'all. I'm over 6 foot tall. I mean, there's 8 feet. An eye, yeah, no, absolutely an eye. All right. So we're gonna cross this way safely. We're gonna end up going down there because there's a huge, well, you can see it. Do you see that? I filmed that place before. What we'll do is I'm gonna head towards that church. Well, we can see it from here better now, okay? Check this out. So we have our Chronos timekeeper here, keeper of the time. We ain't supposed to be on clocks, y'all. 6 feet is man math and woman math. It's a true 6 foot. But it says commerce has made all winds her messenger, all people her servants. Commerce has made all winds her messengers, all people her servants. This is in Bennington, Vermont, right at the square. You can see, look at the Bennington Monument all the way back there. Can you see it? 306 foot tall obelisk. That is the tallest structure in the state of Vermont. 306 foot tall obelisk. And right before it here is a giant church. And we're actually going to walk down towards that way. Oh, Greg, you're in for a treat, buddy. Wait till I show you this Catholic church down here. Y'all got to hang tight with me for this one. It's going to take me a minute to walk up there. Y'all want me to walk up there? I'll walk up there. It's my truck right here. There he is. Follow me on TikTok at Lance from Upstate. Oh, Jeffrey, things are about to be changed forever. Look at those faces up there. So what I'll do is we'll go up and check out this church up here. Well, actually, you know what? Y'all want to see the bank first over here? Rise exclusive. I should run. Oh, here you go. Facade blick. Run? Oh, you want me to run all the way up there? I'm wearing Crocs, bro. All right, those are Templar crosses hidden in there. Templar crosses. And the waves. I wish I had my ring on. Well, a couple hearts. What's above that? I didn't see a Moloch over there. Yes, fake sidewalls, asphalt on top of mud. So asphalt on top of mud, civilization's built on top of civilization. There's literally evidence in every city, and all we do is we knock it down and rebuild on top of it before anybody gets, too suspicious. Why do you think that as a veteran, I can't go into a national park and metal detect looking for relics? Because they don't want people like me looking around for stuff, bro. It has nothing to do with preserving the history. If they wanted to preserve the history, they'd let the real historians look for it. They don't want us looking for it, bro. Do you know anything about the Smithsonian, the Nephilim? Anything about the Smithsonian, the Nephilim? Giant bones have been discovered all over the United States, all over the world. It's documented. The Lenape people, Susquehannocks. I mean, John Smith, the famous explorer, he only talked about it. Yeah, my Crocs. Honestly, I'm usually barefoot. I'm barefoot about 99% of the time, but I grab my Crocs out of my truck because sometimes these cities, I do walk around barefoot in cities, but sometimes these cities can be kind of rough. And unfortunately, Bennington being my hometown, it is a little rough, okay? And it's sad. The Grand Canyon, you know how much stuff is hidden in the Grand Canyon? I'm telling you right now, for entertainment purposes only, I'm telling you right now that I will be inside the Grand Canyon at some point. Yeah, Egypt. The Temple of Isis, you can literally look it up on a map. And their explanation is, oh, some guy that found it just randomly came up with the Temple of Isis, and that's what he named it, the Grand Canyon. Come on, get out of here. Exactly, water doesn't erode in squares. See, they mock us. They really mock. And this is what gets me fired up, y'all. So this one had a big, giant steeple on it, too, but a Shriekshire blew this off. So I have postcard, like lithographs, postcards from years ago, and there was a huge steeple. It was about that tall, huge, on top of there, but it was blown off by a Shriekshire. This is a huge Catholic. This is a Freemason fort. This is a Templar fort. This is a Templar fort. I'm going to say it's a Templar fort. For entertainment purposes only. It's a Templar fort. You can see how hazy it is. They don't want us getting the sun, y'all. For entertainment purposes only. They want it hazed out. Check this place out. I mean, this place is huge. It's absolutely gigantic. Yeah, between chemtrails and all this hazy stuff, for entertainment purposes only. I appreciate all the love. Thank you all so very much. I've had a steady 200 people watching at once here on this live. Oh, in Portland, yeah. And see, the whole thing was out west. Out west, like where you are in Portland, it makes less and less sense. The logistics make no sense because a lot of those states weren't even states till like 100 years ago, bro. Yes, exactly, sunshine. The sun is updating our bodies. But look, you can see, look at the... So, fun fact about the Bennington obelisk, all right? It's the Bennington Battle Monument. What never made sense to me is that it's 306 feet tall, okay? It's the tallest structure still in the state of Vermont. Still the tallest structure, the Bennington Monument, a giant obelisk. This is dedicated to the Battle of Bennington, which took place in the state of New York. The state of New York in Walloomsac. This obelisk, though, is 306 feet tall, appears taller than the one in Washington, D.C. because this one is on a mound. It's on a hill. Mount Anthony's behind it. You can't see it from this angle, but Mount Anthony, to me, looks like a gigantic three-step, two-step pyramid. It's huge, and that would make sense. Mount Anthony is up here behind it, right? Huge. Then you have the monument. Then you have this giant Templar fort, okay? And this one's huge, dude. Gigantic. I'm going to get over there. Yes, these buildings are way older. What's in the mound? I don't know, but the Bennington Monument, the Battle Monument, is on something incredibly powerful. I've filmed up there numerous times. There's videos on my page about it, y'all. I will go through and make a new folder. I have a folder with some like live highlights. I also have another folder with a bunch of my rhymes and poems and stuff, but I'll do another folder. But check this out. Oh, look. A cross within a cross within a cross. 1889. This place is, y'all. All right, I ain't got my tripod, but I mean, this is a castle, bro. Giant red door, right? And this door has got to be, if the top of my hand is over 8 foot, you're talking 16 foot, 18 foot tall door. The logistics don't make sense on this, y'all. The logistics don't make sense. Greg, I'm telling you, the vibes off this place. I've brought several people here with me, and this place is something. Look at the top up there. Does that look like a river flowing, kind of, maybe? High vibes. You know about this building? What do you know about this building? Can't see any of the glass. Wait a second. You say Charles Barber? 6th engraver, Father William Barber? Chief engraver? Wait a second. Your ancestors built it, High Vibes? Who's your ancestors? Lulu. Yeah, so I've been talking about the barber quarter. Oh, all right, the barber quarter. Is that what you're talking about? For the engravers? Oh, we catching up with that? Is that what it was? Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up on comments, y'all. Barbers unite. Well, you know. Cleveland was... Barbers had a big hand in Cleveland, too. Barbers. Lulu, yes. And what's wild is that, guess what my surname is? Barber. My surname is Barber. There's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing as coincidences. That's pretty wild. Huge, beautiful doorways. There's symbolism hidden in all sorts of stuff here. And I don't see any mason marks on the stones. Daniel, I believe that we're missing a lot of history, bro. Absolutely. We are definitely missing a lot of history. Yeah, this is definitely an old world. It's flat 76, yes. No, for sure. Definitely, well, all truths will be revealed. We're out here, bro. We are out here. Man. I'm gonna go around this side here. I still want to show you all the Solomon Bank. Yeah, I need to get to Cleveland. That's one place I want to go to. Nikki, your last name means castle landowner, which is pretty cool. Well, there's no such thing as coincidence with that either. I bet your family owns some castles somewhere, and they were probably stolen, Nikki. They were stolen. Much like I know my family has some stolen castles around here. You know where my surname originates from? From the French Templars. Yes, the French Templars. It was Barber La Riviera. Barber Nit La Riviera. That's where my surname comes from. They knocked off the La Riviera off the end of it because they didn't want us knowing about it. But that's where it comes from. The French Templars. The French Templars, bro. This goes deep. Jay, that's wild. Nikki, we're going to get you your castle back. We are getting your castle back. Trust. If somebody stole your castle, we're getting it back. That's what this is all about. So this is all about. Oh yeah, sunshine. So on ley lines, this falls on a ley line. The Bennington Monument. Oh, what's that? What's that? Random just triangle. Huh. Freemason, Templar triangle, just right there. Oh, Greg, yeah, it goes deep. It goes deep. It's all mine goes back to Quebec on that side, the Bar-de-la Riviere, but you can see on top there, okay, more columns, more Freemason Templar columns, dude. There's a lot of stuff locked away in Nevada. There's a lot of stuff locked away in so many places. Look, there's more pyramids right there. Wow. Pretty cool. Wow. Pretty wow. Look how hazy it is out there. Absolutely. Yeah, Vatican. Well, you hear me talking about the Smithsonian for entertainment purposes only, working hand in hand with the Vatican to cover up the existence of giant Nephilim bones. More diamonds. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you. Yeah, full strawberry moon tonight. This is a powerful moon, y'all. I'm fasting. I'm fasting myself. I'm on a water fast. People ask me all the time about health. Well, intermittent fasting is something that you can do for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but I don't want to talk about that and get off tangent. But this place, I mean, is just incredible. But there used to be a gigantic steeple that was on top of there. Gigantic steeple, and it's gone. They say a Shriekshire blew it off. A Shriekshire. Those would have been the winds coming off the mountain. It's incredibly gorgeous. I'll show you all this one more time. So this is the only cornerstone. This is not a real cornerstone. Okay? Not a real cornerstone. Not a real cornerstone. And then you have a cross within a cross within a cross. Iron cross. Templar cross. What's that look like? American Red Cross, right? Then you have an iron cross. Then you have a Templar cross. A cross within a cross within a cross. It's all the same cross. It's all the same thing. Who said Yeshua like crosses, bro? Who said Yeshua like crosses? That gets me fired up, you know? So I think they mock us. They mock us. Yeah, exactly, Sunshine. He didn't. Didn't. Gets me fired up. It really does get me fired up. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Why would Yeshua like crosses? Thank you very much, sir. Why would Yeshua like crosses? I'm gonna flip this camera around while I walk. Check out this thing. Check out this thing. Look at behind me. Look how giant that is. But yeah, why would Yeshua like crosses? And when I went to, sorry, I gotta do this little thing here so my live doesn't end. But when I went to Long Island, which is where I do believe that Yeshua is buried, and I believe that Yeshua was killed there. That's what I think. And I don't know, there's plenty of other people that support that theory. And this is the first time I've openly spoken about it myself. So, but Yeshua was killed for trying to spread knowledge, man. The same way that we're trying to spread knowledge through enlightenment and through awareness. And he was capitalized. They took advantage of him, and in order to make money. And Yeshua wanted to teach. He didn't like crosses. You know, I have crosses all over my body because I was a Protestant for a long time. When I joined the Army, when I was 17 years old, that's when I started believing in God. And I have crosses on my body. No, red cross, purposefully. Red cross, purposefully. Because I did everything I could in service this country, and I felt like me, as an American, I guess, who I'm supposed to be dedicated to is what it is, right? The Templars, the whatever, Christian. But now, when you look through everything and you realize, like, why are we worshiping the crucifix, the implement in which Yeshua was tortured upon and pinned to? And they have all these depictions of him, you know, pierced and emaciated and just looking weak. And they want us to worship that? We're not supposed to be doing any of that. Gets me fired up. So fired up. So fired up. There's crosses everywhere. And people don't think that this evil exists because it's right in front of their face, and they don't want to believe that they were psychologically attacked. They've been psychologically attacked. I don't know how else to tell. I don't know how else to keep saying it. Psychologically attacked. I love y'all so very much. So very much. I will turn this back around. Dragon Jedi 44, hello, my sister. I appreciate you. Daniel, that is it. Worship the God within. We are creations of, right? From the creator, from source, whatever your belief is. We don't need to go outside of ourselves to have that connection. I'm closer now than I've ever been in my entire life with God, with source, right? With connection. Like, for entertainment purposes only, this is about awareness and enlightenment, the spiritual journey. But the reason why we have to go down these rabbit holes about all the architecture and all the symbolism is that to give context to the whole story, because everything's related to each other. Everything is all related. And I'm trying to show you all the cheat codes, man. We're out here. It is time to wake up. Yes, exactly. I love y'all so very much. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are awesome. And I don't know why TikTok keeps censoring me. It's unfair when I just preach about love and light and opinions and perspectives, you know, perception versus perceived. We're all here trying to talk, but unfortunately they try to silence truth. And that's why we just keep on going and grinding, y'all. Thank you so very much for all the gifts. Thank you. Jen, well, welcome here. I appreciate y'all so very much. Please watch the first 3 pinned videos on my page. I'm Lance from Upstate. We're walking around Bennington, Vermont right now. Usually I'm barefoot. I'm rocking the Crocs, but you can ask anybody that's been following me. I'm barefoot about 99% of the time. I did a barefoot hike 2 miles through North Carolina the other day. 2 miles barefoot in the hills of North Carolina. Chad. Oh, well, see, this is where it gets complicated, bro, because some of the stuff I get talking about, and this is what gets me in trouble. Oh, TikTok shop, right on. That's cool. I appreciate that tip. Yes, no, barefoot is the best way to grow. That's why I'm always barefoot. I'm going to switch the camera back around because we're coming back here by this national bank. There's my truck. Follow me on TikTok. I'm going to turn this back around. We're going to go show you the Solomon Bank down here. Solomon Bank. Running out of daylight. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Exactly. I don't live in fear, y'all. I don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. Chronos Timekeeper. You can see that castle top up there. Looks like a folly now. They took off the steeple. Sunshine, I have not been to Detroit yet. These structures are all beautiful. I will tell you, though, that there's the avocado pit down here. They make some tacos and burritos. And it smells delicious. Well, I'm trying to fast right now. Look at this. The police station. Solomon's Bank. Exactly, Nikki. There's no reason to live in fear. I don't live in fear. I do not live in fear. They have no power. No, they have no power over me. I'll scream it. I don't care. I know they watch me. Bunch of clowns. Bunch of cowards. To be honest with you. Bunch of cowards. Not them. I'm talking about the people at the tippity top. The way up top. Bunch of cowards. This is the police station. The Solomon Bank. And you can tell it's uneven back there. It's uneven all the way down through there. Yeah. When people solemnly swear, they raise their right hand. Yeah. Solomon. What are those symbols up there? Yeah, I think that there's a lot of traps, unfortunately. But I think you're right. And people have been stuck on repeat until we learn lessons. Until we learn. Things are stuck on repeat, unfortunately. It's absolutely wild. Ow! Just unfortunately, it's absolutely wild. Ow! Just. Oh, is it frozen? Are we back? Are we back? We're back, Jack. We are back. I didn't realize I lost y'all. There was no comments coming in. I just figured everybody got quiet. We thought, yeah. I mean, man. But this place is, it's huge. It's huge. I know that there's I think I'm gonna walk down this way across the street, because there's a VFW down there. I am a life member of the VFW from years ago, but I'm gonna walk down there. Why'd I say ow 2 times? Because I stubbed my dang toe. This toe, you can see it's all brown. I break it all the time. Unfortunately, I break it all the time. My left leg, I had to have back surgery, and I have a lot of permanent nerve damage on my left leg. And so I have a tendency to drag it around and bang it off of stuff, and so it gets broken quite frequently. I don't really feel it. I mean, unfortunately. But I drag that left leg around. I have a lot of atrophy on that side, but it's one of the reasons why it's so important to stay strong with your core strength. Having impeccable core strength. You guys really thought I fell into a portal? What do I think the old houses with pillars used to be? Tess, it depends on what we're looking at, dear. What pillar or what house specifically. I think a big misconception that a lot of people have is that we didn't have plantations up in the north. Okay, they're called manors. And just like plantations became incorporated and became townships, manors, northern plantations, became incorporated and became townships. So it's all incorporation, right? All incorporation. But you have to trace it back. You have to trace it back to like when the land was first given by the crown. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. So this is that other bank, right? This First National Bank. And do you remember what it said on top of here? Something about what? There's something weird up here written. It says, commerce has made all winds her messenger, and all people her servants. And it says that right there. Commerce has made all winds her messenger, and all people her servants. We are her servants. Unfortunately, we are her servants. We are her servants. But we were talking about the barber quarter earlier. The barber quarter, the barber mint, barber name keeps coming up. Kind of looks like the face on the barber quarter. It's so funny, y'all, when I'm walking around all these places and all the looks I get from people. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It cracks me up. You gotta have thick skin to be in the social media game, I will say. I got, did you guys see the rap I posted earlier? You know, like, they have deceived us for so long that people get weary of me. And, oh, what's this? Oh, the parade. Are you kidding me? 1911 again. Huh, 1911 again. The Hog Circus Parade on North Street, July 12th, 1911. So 1911 is when the Freemason Lodge was built. Up the road here, I showed you. 1911, that date keeps coming up. 1777, Pleasant Street, North Street. Municipal free parking. Fraternal Order of the Eagles. Fraternal Order of the Eagles. All these clubs, right? Eagles Club, Lions Club, Elks Club. What's the roots of it? VFW. VFW. I am a life member. I don't know if I have my VFW card on me, honestly. I don't really carry anything in my wallet. But this is like a legit VFW where they got a buzz you in the back and everything. I haven't been here in a long time. But you can see even the symbols up here. Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. Templar Cross, right? Freemason Templar Cross. VFW stands for the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Veterans of Foreign Wars. Veterans of Foreign Wars. In order to join the VFW, you have to have deployed and been to war. That's how it was when I joined.
And that's actually what I love most about Upstate. Because with a rare exception, typically.
So this bank down here, this Bank of Bennington, I'm gonna have to turn the camera again because we got kids coming here. Well, the VFW's back over there, Veterans of Foreign Wars. So you have the American Legion, right? The VFW, then you have like the DAV, that's Disabled American Veterans. But the, yeah, that's the whole thing, right? The VFW, I got involved in the VFW because, you know, I was a traditional person, but then I started peeling back the layers, unfortunately, and realizing that, like, they just keep capitalizing on the demographics. What's up with the Lions Club? So Lions Club goes back to Mason roots as well. And my poppy, who was first generation born here from Austria, he was in the Lions Club, and they did a lot of stuff for the community and everything. He was a head lion. I don't remember there being any secret thing. It was all like a bunch of old men from nowhere in Arlington. I mean, we were pretty poor. So this door, look at this thing. Investment services for the Bank of Bennington. I wonder. Wow. So, I mean, we're kind of doing real life national treasure stuff out here, honestly. Man, look at this. This is an old factory building of some sort. So let's see. The Bennington Pathway. We have another old world building over here of some sort. Man-made water systems have been in operation in Bennington since 1762. Y'all hear me talk about the canals how often? I don't know, about every day. Man-made water systems built either as open channels or underground flumes diverted water from the Loomstack River and its tributaries to the mills and factories that have lined rivers and streams in Bennington since the first saw and grist mills were constructed in 1762. These water systems were used to turn water wheels and huge turbines, which then powered the machines that manufactured knit goods and other products. So these are all the places that we had here. Holden, Leonard & Co., Weaving Mill, Knitting, Hardware Factory, Putnam, Colonel Olin Scott Machine Foundry, Tiffany & Son, Putnam North. So, wow. This is National Treasures, Tess. This is National Treasures. You ever been around North Shore, Mass? Yes, so I've done quite a few videos around Massachusetts. I'm going to be heading back to Massachusetts this weekend, actually. But this is all man-made. So we're going to go check this out. You can see the top. That's that top of that castle we were checking out. See it all the way over there? Top of that castle right there. Hey, top of that castle. As in Tiffany & Co., New York City. Exactly, Mimsy. That's what I was thinking. Andover. This is an old bridge. I'm trying to think if I filmed in Andover. I mean, check that out. The old Catamount Elementary School. What's with the Golden Dome buildings in most towns? Any significance with that? Yes. I'm sure there is a specific significance to that. Whoa. Look at that. But the Gold Dome buildings are all over the place, and there's different explanations for them. The one that doesn't make sense to me whatsoever is the one that I saw in Utica. I believe it was Utica. You drive by a building that's got the goat symbol all over the side? That's wild. I don't mean to laugh, but reading that comment just made me chuckle. Yeah, we didn't get any rain today. It looked like it was going to rain earlier here in Upstate in Vermont, but it didn't rain. Thankfully. All right, we're going to cross the street. Start walking back towards the truck here. I got a mow. Any of y'all recognize No Mow May? I do. You know, I might go check out this. Well, maybe walk down through here. But I didn't mow all of May, and now going into June, I still have yet to mow, and I have about 2 acres of just flat grass that I typically have to mow, and my yard's looking gnarly right now. But all the animals love it. Unfortunately, I lost 2 chickens while I was in North Carolina. Unfortunately. Alright, so this old mill factory Oh, Lulu, I have a lot of medicine growing in my yard. A lot. The problem is the dang ticks. Wow, look at this big, beautiful tree. We haven't hugged a tree on this trip yet today. Big hugs. Woo! Yes. The trees want you to hug them and love them. They certainly do. They certainly do. Yeah, the problem is with a guinea fowl is that they're so loud that they seem to call in other predators, unfortunately. Yeah, dandelion tinctures. Plantain is really good. You have broadleaf and lance plantain. Lance plantain. Mullen. Yeah, it's unfortunate, LJ. I'm sorry you lost a chicken. No, this place 1,000% had hydropower. Again, all the hydropower that we utilized and then we took out of use just so we could pay for electricity. All right, you might be able to see. We're going to be able to see Mount Anthony back here now from this angle. Like I was telling you, I think Mount Anthony is a dang pyramid. Lamb's ear, yes, yes. The original reason why I came to Bennington, I was looking for oregano oil, essential oil, at the health food store, like a little market down here, over this way, but they were closed when I got here. Look at that moon. Or the sun, rather. The moon. The sun. And the Bennington Monument. Bennington Battle Monument way off in the distance back there. Oh, you know what? How about we can go read that sign. You want to read that sign? Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Oh, so what's this? This is closed off. Of course this pathway is closed off. They don't want you reading. They don't want me reading these signs. Bennington is long. I'm trying to read it from here, okay? Bear with me. Bennington has long been a crossroads community linked to the surrounding areas by a transportation system that dates back to Vermont's prehistory. Native Americans traveled through the region along trails that later became roads and stage routes for European colonists. A dramatic impact on transportation came with the advent of the railroad, which arrived in Bennington in 1852. And by 1895, another rail system, the Electric Street Railway or trolley, was being built. For the industrialists and mill owners, the railway meant a more efficient means of exporting goods to outside markets. For entrepreneurs, it meant marketing new ideas and products from the western frontier in Europe. For children, the railroad promised the traveling circus and its exotic performers and wild animals from around the world. The first trail service in town, the Bennington and Rutland Railroad, connected Bennington and eastern New York. By 1854, it passed through North Bennington and its branch line terminated at Bennington Station here near the center of town. In 1868, Bennington Station became the eastern terminus for the Lebanon Springs Railroad between Bennington and Chatham, New York. From about 1872 to 1910, a spur line of the Bennington and Glastonbury Railroad ran parallel to County Street, although built as a logging railroad. From 1895 to 1898, this line became an electric rail known for its excursion trips to Glastonbury. Okay, so Glastonbury is the mountain that's haunted. They try to put a hotel and casino up there, and the mountain washed the tracks away. The Berkshire Street Railway, with its spiderweb of trolley tracks, provided passenger service between Bennington and the States when many local trolley systems were consolidated from 1910 to 1920, carrying up to 16 million passengers a year. On more than 170 miles of track, the electric trail extended south through Massachusetts to Canaan, Connecticut, and west to Hoosick Falls, New York. At the turn of the century, during the height of milling and manufacturing in town, commercial activity was brisk at the Bennington Station freight yards. Passenger service, too, was on the rise. An increasing number of men, women, and children traveled by train to work or school. Shuttle train provided passenger service to the branch line to North Bennington. The 4 to 5 mile trip took 10 minutes, with several trains per day in each direction. At the North Bennington Station, passengers could make across the platform transfers to the main line trains between New York City, Troy, Montreal via western Vermont. Southwesterly from Bennington Station, 2 local trains per day, the 58-mile trip to Chatham, New York, which was the southern terminus of the Rutland Railroad and its connection with the New York Central. With the advent of the automobile, rail service began to decline. From its peak of 16 million passengers a year by 1932, only 2 million passengers used electric trolleys and soon disappeared forever. In 1953, a century of passenger service to Bennington came to an end when both the Rutland Railroad and Chatham Division ceased operations in town. So that's it right there. Woo! That was a mouthful, fellas. Orphan trains. So this area too, around through here, is there's a lot of history with the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad. All these people looking at me, it's hilarious. Bennington Monument. Look at that thing up there. Look how wild and hazy that looks right now. I mean, that is 306 foot tall obelisk in the state of Vermont. Southern Vermont, Bennington, Vermont. Vermont state. Vermont is a state I love. Continued from the other side. I think we have to go on this side. Lulu, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to read this one now. So at the top of this, Freedom Unity. That tree, I'm going to assume, is supposed to be a pine tree, maybe. 2 mushrooms? That's interesting. 4 mushrooms. Vermont is a state I love. I could not look upon the peaks of Ascutney, Killington, Mansfield, and Equinox without being moved in a way that no other seeing could move me. It was here that I first saw the light of day. Here I received my bride. Here my dead lie pillowed on the loving breast of our everlasting hills. I love Vermont because of her hills and valleys, her scenery and invigorating climate, but most of all because of her indomitable people. They are a race of pioneers who have almost beggared themselves to serve others. If the spirit of liberty should vanish from other parts of the Union in support of our institutions should languish, it could all be replenished from the generous store held by the people of the brave little state of Vermont. Brave little state of Vermont, buddy. President Coolidge ended a 2-day inspection of Vermont's 1927 flood recovery as his train arrived here about 7 p.m., September 21st of 1928. 5,000 people greeted Coolidge and wife Grace with loud applause as they appeared on the rear coach platform. After quieting the crowd, the president began, "Fellow Vermonters, for 2 days we have traveled through the state of Vermont." He thanked Vermonters for their hospitality and great response to the flood. Continuing with notes, he said, "Vermont is a state I love." A reporter heard Coolidge's voice quivering with emotions. Applause was lengthy. Mrs. Coolidge asked if reporters had written down the words, "Lest they be lost. Vermont is a state I love," remains Coolidge's best-known tribute to this native state. The brave little state of Vermont, bud. The brave little state. This is the old Bennington train station here. This used to be a restaurant when I was growing up. Oh, now it looks like there's an architect in there, maybe? Well, that's interesting. All right. We're going to keep on walking. Keep on walking. 56,000 hearts for this conversation. 56,000 hearts. Flip the camera for a minute. Whew. What do y'all think? Has this been a good live? Walking around Bennington. Got about 65 people watching now. We had about 200 people watching steady for a while. And I appreciate y'all so very much that are still following me here. Everybody like walks by when I'm talking on my phone. People are always staring at me. Especially when I get out here yelling about gargoyles. Lulu, thank you very much. Hello, Jessica. How are you? Guys, ripping, bud. It is a beautiful night for a walk. I might go over here and put my bare feet in what appears to be grass. Well, thank you, LJ. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Sometimes I am in my living room doing this. I was on hiatus here because of TikTok's censorship. I know you know that. It's unfortunate. Brad Attack, what's up, dear? How are you? HD Crossbones. Yeah, no, I would definitely do a tour. I know a lot of people have asked me about pop-up tours, things of that nature. More dang garbage. Let's get that here. Let's get that. Picking up the garbage. So what's this, Slim Jim? So they're going to get a bill too, Slim Jim. Yeah, the corporation of Slim Jim, whoever owns that, probably Nabisco. I don't know. Conagra brands. Yes, Jessica, let's keep the conspiracy talk to a minimum. We don't talk about conspiracies here. Oh, my hair's... The mini Slim Jim. My hair looks nutty. It's all curled up. I went and saw Nate the Great yesterday. He lined me up. Gave me a sweet trim on my beard. He always curled up. I went and saw Nate the Great yesterday. He lined me up. Gave me a sweet trim on my beard. He always... You're out there picking up garbage, Amy Sue? I appreciate you so very much. The earth appreciates you and all the trees. All the trees can see the garbage and they can't pick it up themselves. Here we go. We're bare feet. Barefoot in Vermont. All right, there's the Catamount School, the old one. So we're on that street over there. Bloop. That's the Bank of Bennington. And then next to the Bank of Bennington over here, I think on the other side, what is it? Is the VFW? There you go, LJ. Perfect. BlackRock and Vanguard. They're getting a bill. BlackRock and Vanguard. Another bill. All right, so we can see this right here is that church. You can't see back behind here, but that's the Bennington Battle Monument. Up here, look at this mountain behind it. How it steps down. Doop. Doop. It's a shelf. down to right where the Bennington Battle Monument is. That's literally behind this castle. Mountain, shelved out, right? Like a big pyramid. Right there. Big castle. Behind is the Bennington Battle Monument. I'm going to see if I can get a better view of the mountain from this side. Mount Anthony. Still barefoot here. Yeah, pyramid. Exactly. Good place for a battle. Yeah, too bad the Bennington Battle Monument is dedicated to a battle that took place in the state of New York. More garbage, y'all. More garbage. Look at that thing. How preposterous does that look? I mean, you guys can't even... Doesn't do it justice. 73 people watching right now. Pyramids are buried obelisks. Obelisks are everywhere. No, for sure. Absolutely. It is preposterous, Jessica. Preposterous. The plane way up there. The Jolly. Guys getting after it, running. Maybe I'll walk over this way a little bit. I want to show you all this mountain. I just can't. Maybe I can get a better view from this side. Daniel Karen, how are you? How are you? 457. It's one of my lucky numbers. 457. All right, you can see it plateaued off pretty good up top there right now, how flat it is. You see how flat that is? It kind of shelves down, that's flat. It's wicked flat on top of there. And then there's another shelf that comes down this way. Like a big step pyramid, okay? Gotta watch where I'm walking. Barefoot here on pavement. I'm trying to show that mountain back there. Circling back around again. My truck's down there. Oh, they must be painting. Got the road closed off. Painting lines down there. Big rig coming through. 1920 on this brick place right here. Lulu, yes. I'm gonna have to pull up an aerial picture for y'all, or pull up some other pictures to show you, because it's not, this mountain's not doing it. This angle's not doing this mountain justice, and I can't get the full view. So you can see out there's that castle, the Templar fort. You can kind of see, but it comes down and then there's a flat shelf that's wicked flat, and then it comes back down another flat shelf just like that. And then down here you can see at the base the mountain comes down. That's the Bennington Monument, and it's out quite a ways out past that fort. But I mean, it's a big step. Doop, 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 doop. Huge obelisk, 306 feet tall. Then this giant Templar fort. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild, y'all. Pretty wild. And that's the armory right there. That's the armory. That thing's not very old though, I don't believe. It was like modern brickwork, more modern brickwork. We'll come by this Solomon Bank one more time. And how long have we been on this live for? 1 hour and 41 minutes. We've had 6.3 thousand followers, 6.3 thousand viewers and 48 new followers. So I appreciate all the new follows. That puts us over 17,000 followers, which is awesome. 8 gifters for a total of 62 cents. Thank you so very much. We have some people on here been watching for a very long time, and I really appreciate you very much. I was just looking at the analytics here. Are you guys all signed up for notifications to get notified of when I go live and when I post new content? Please sign up for notifications, especially when I post new content. TikTok has been censoring and not pushing out my content, unfortunately. Thank you, Nikki. You're the best. Thank you for the hearts. Well, I've had a lot of creator networks reach out to me. And I signed up with Carter Pulse, which was a legit, network. And I don't know, I was not impressed. I ended up firing them. So, Literary Bennington, Robert Frost. So, Robert Frost, my poppy, he ended up he did some work for Robert Frost back in the day. My pops was, he worked construction and he was a handyman. And his place in South Shasberry, I can show you guys where that is. My family on my paternal side is from Bennington, Vermont, and from my maternal side is from Arlington, Vermont. Shasberry, Vermont is in between Arlington and Bennington. But Robert Frost lived right down the road from here. The Road Not Taken, that one always stuck with me. Jamaica Kincaid, the author of Annie, John, and Other Works based on the childhood on Antigua, came to North Bennington in the 1980s, and she has a summer home here. Shirley Jackson. Yeah. You know him? He went to school at Bennington College here in Bennington, Vermont. Remember him from Game of Thrones? He drinks and he knows things. He drinks and he knows things. I have a tattoo from the Game of Thrones. Where is it? See the wolf? Dire wolf head on my elbow. It's not finished. It's from years ago. Dire wolf from Game of Thrones. But from Game of Thrones. Oh, okay. So here we go. Some facts. So it'd be better to say it was the Battle of Bennington because the target of the British raid was the Continental Supply Depot where the Bennington Monument now stands. So the Battle of Bennington happened in Hoosick and Walloomsac. They were soundly defeated on August 16, 1777, just over the New York line by a combined force of Vermonters and militiamen from surrounding states under General John Stark and the Continental Regiment of Green Mountain Boys under Colonel Seth Warner. Colonel Seth Warner and the Green Mountain Boys. Bennington was a critical Patriot victory that led to the British surrender at Saratoga 2 months later, which changed the course of the war and the history of the world. So the Battle of Saratoga, I showed you guys that, where the British surrendered in Schuylerville, Fort Hardy. I've shown you that. We went live in Old Bennington. We actually went live around this, but once I went into the cemetery, I lost service entirely. And so I had to walk back up towards the monument. But I tried going live in Old Bennington for y'all, and, man, how wild. It's where it started in 1761. The Old First Church, 1805, an adjacent cemetery with its beautiful carved stones are not to be missed. It's also where Robert Frost and Bennington's first settlers are buried. How wild is that? Stop chain store discrimination. Bennington pottery. Industrial Bennington. Revolutionary Bennington. What's it say? Bennington is famous as the home of Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys, as well as for the Revolutionary War battle which bears its name. Vermont declared its own independence 1 year after the U.S. did, through territorial disputes kept it out of the Union until 1791 and became the 14th state. Its 1777 Constitution made it the first state in American soil to ban adult slavery. The first state to ban adult slavery. The Constitution of the state of Vermont. Okay. Manufacturing Center of Walloomsac was talking about that. Ira Allen gave Vermont its motto in 1788, 3 years before it became the 14th state. The Vermont idea grapples with the basic problem of human conduct, how to reconcile the groups of a group with a craving for individual freedom, wrote Arlington author Dorothy Canfield Fisher. Many men and women from Bennington have served in the nation's armed forces. In the 1960s, Main Street was the scene of a citizen protest against the Woolworth Company, which maintained segregated lunch counters in the South. The town continues a tradition of civic activism and community involvement in our own day. No, they're still protesting all the time out here. Always. They certainly are. They certainly are. What else we got here? Oh, golf. Yeah, and golf courses. What's hidden in golf courses, y'all? What mountains are hidden in golf courses? Yeah, what about the kid slaves, LJ? Right? Talon, do I believe the U.S. government will shut off water and electricity at a certain point? Talon, I honestly don't know. Murder the Finish, what's up, brother? Kincaid, your last name. So that's the whole thing. The programming, slaves to the programming. That's a real life story, slaves to the programming. This is why I talk about programming all the time and how we have to reprogram our brains because we're programmed to think what we think. And it's not necessarily been taught by the right people. You know what I'm saying? One serves them at Starbucks and one drinks and buys at Starbucks. Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue that, brother. Yeah, no, seriously, all these slave stuff. But we know what we are. We know what we are. And to who? Oh, maybe this building is older. I don't know when this was built. These windows on the bottom are bricked over, though. 24. Well, this is the armory right here. Sunshine, I don't know. I think that the Underground Railroad does have to have a lot to do with the kids in the orphan trains. I really do. Look, you can see that monument all the way out there. All the way out there. And that's the top of that church that we went and saw, that fort. All right. The World Is Yours, 2042. Can't live in fear. No, we're winning this. We are winning this. We're absolutely winning this. Lulu, that's where the missing kids are. I agree. That's exactly where they are. And the tunnels. There's tunnels everywhere. There's tunnels all over everywhere. Well, it's all about transmuting the emotions, alchemizing those emotions, right? Historic region. 1912. King's Lunch. HD Crossbones. I totally believe that. There's a lot of different places around here that are connected to the Underground Railroad. Thank y'all for joining. Bob Marley, Samantha. Oh, they're painting the center here. They're repainting the center here. Union South. What do they got here? Hummus and veggies? I'm on a fast right now, but I was always curious of what this place has. Tuna poke bowl, salmon. Hot fried chicken sandwiches. Yeah, I don't think I'm eating any Parmesan truffle fries. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I ate a French fry, to be honest with you. Across the street. Okay, northwest corner of North and Main Streets. 1870. So that would have been that. Alright. These fellas here painting. It's that big, huge marble place. Oh, Lulu, this is your first fast? No, Mark, seriously. They're in the tunnels. They're hidden. We know that, what elites control what. I got my tripod in here. Hopefully, maybe, I believe. Everyone on Earth is forgiven. Everyone on Earth is forgiven. That, you were absolutely right. All right, there's my tripod falling out of my truck. Dustin, what's up, brother? Dustin, what's up, brother? Back to the truck. They're painting lines here. But I do have, I need a drink of water. I figured we could talk for a minute, y'all, before I hang this live up. Oh. Trying to get my tripod set up here. Stand by. Lulu, good job. Those fasts are good for you. Autophagy. Autophagy, if y'all don't know what autophagy is, it's when your body essentially regenerates its own cells. And that happens at a higher rate when you're in a state of fast. And when you're in a state of autophagy, which autophagy happens naturally every single day, we're in autophagy, but you're essentially taking out the old cells from your body. So I'm just getting my tripod set up here. The old damaged cells, and your body is removing them and rebuilding your body with new cells. So the autophagy eats the old damaged cells, the damaged cells, and when you refeed, when you re-eat, it replenishes with fresh cells. Fresh cells. Autophagy is very important. That's why I preach intermittent fasting and eating a natural and connected diet connected to the earth. You don't want it processed full of garbage and nasty stuff. You want it as fresh and clean and connected as you possibly can. Holla, holla, holla. How's it going? I'm sorry, I'm getting my tripod set up here. Here we go. That's better. You fast 5 days a month, 2 days prior to Christos fluid, rising moon and sign, and 7. That's good, Amy. Pearl, hello to you. I am not a vegetarian. I used to eat a lot of red meat. I used to be a carnivore, but I don't eat red meat anymore. I don't eat pork. I eat fish, shrimp, things of that nature. But mostly I eat fruits and vegetables. Practice a lot with intermittent fasting. Lots of water. Y'all see me carrying around my water jug. I carry a gallon with me. Water, important. There's some salt in here for electrolytes. I drink a lot of coconut water too when I'm not fasting. Coconut water is good for you for electrolytes. Yeah, Lulu, once you get past those moments of hunger, when you get 3 days into an extended fast, you feel great. Talon, yeah, so like pescatarian, yeah. I eat fish. I do eat chicken. But it's just, for me, it's more spiritual. Everything has spirit, right? Everything has spirit. But our bodies aren't meant to digest like meat the way that it does, and sitting for 3 days in our guts while it digests a dead flesh, spiritually, for entertainment purposes only, I just don't like that feeling of it, that heavy feeling. There's a lot of people that are completely vegan. Like I said, me personally, I eat fish. I eat eggs too. I raise my chickens, and I have a lot of chicken eggs, so I eat chicken eggs. But a lot of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, all right, so world is yours. Trying to get rid of the matrix pyramid scheme systems and back into the republic system. Yes, the republic. The republic. Vermont was a republic. It was New Connecticut, the Republic of Vermont. It was its own independent republic. And actually, Vermont, the Republic of Vermont, used to fight with Albany County, New York. These counts, right? The etymology of all these words, county, count, state, a state, state of New York, Vermont, or New York State, state of New York, New York State, two different things. Yeah, LJ. Clean protein for sure. What about, so the chickens, does that help you out? Do you eat the chicken eggs, LJ? Amy Sue, what I started adding into my diet, and you can look this up, is blackstrap molasses and baking soda. I'm not going to attest to what they say the benefits do, but in an alkaline-based diet where we want to lower the acidity levels inside of our body, right? So that's one of the reasons why I don't eat meat, because when we process meat, the byproducts from processing the meat are very acidic. So there's a lot of sulfur that comes out of it, and it's not good for your body. And it breaks down your joints and your bones, and that acid is very detrimental to your body. And so with an alkaline-based diet, more that's a lot of fruits and vegetables. Well, avocados are really good, but baking soda mixed with molasses, teaspoon to teaspoon, and a cup of warm water once to twice a day. There's a lot of micronutrients and macronutrients in the blackstrap molasses, organic blackstrap molasses, and the baking soda helps with that as well. So check that out. Yes, LJ, eggs for the win. Talon, I live off avocados too. I eat 3, 4, 5 avocados a day typically. When I do break my fast, break fast. I usually fast overnight and then in through the day, and I usually break my fast 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll eat most of my stuff within a few hours for the day. And because if you cut down on the amount of times you eat, that also helps as well. Because if you're not eating multiple times, it doesn't spike your blood sugar, which leads to insulin resistance. So if you lower the amount of times that you eat in a period and aren't eating multiple times a day, that helps with insulin resistance for entertainment purposes only. I'm trying to get caught up on some of these here. Colonizing over on top of other colonies. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Amy Sue, all things all natural. Is Alive cutting in and out for you, Forest Queen? I'm sorry. Unsulfured molasses, yeah, like raw molasses. Mimsy, check it out. Do some research and check out molasses and baking soda. I've been doing some research about it. That's why I got some and started taking it myself. But baking soda and molasses, everybody check that out. Amy Sue, cell salts? What's cell salt? That's something new. I haven't heard of that. Yeah, Mimsy. Intermittent fasting. And stabilizing your blood sugar. I'm telling you, that is the way. Look into intermittent fasting, Mimsy, and everything with insulin resistance. What I was just talking to you about, the autophagy. people down there. I had my notebook stuffed in the lower part of my back the entire time here. It is 8:46. All right, well, I am going to be cutting this live off now. We've been live for a couple hours. I got about a half-hour ride back home, and I want to get home to let my chickens in. But I appreciate you all so very much. Please sign up for notifications on my page. We had, I don't know how many thousand people come through here. 6.9 thousand people come through on this live. We gained 49 new followers, had 11 gifters. Please like, share, follow, all the things. I'm on Instagram too. Please, Rohan Johnson, thank you so much, brother. I love you, Rohan. Please check me out on Instagram. We're about to hit like 6,000 followers on Insta. I had a video go viral, and I don't know, it's approaching like 400,000 views, just replying to some troll. But we're viral on Instagram, so that's growing. We're gonna hit 20,000 followers on TikTok very soon. My YouTube, I'm gonna be posting these full-length live sessions onto my YouTube. I've been on the road. I've been meaning to do it, but the full lives are going to be posted on my YouTube. My YouTube link is directly on my page. So if you go over there, follow, sign up for notifications there, I'll post these lives, all these lives on my YouTube channel. What's the AT? Yeah, Rohan, right on my page, if you go to my page, the my Lance from Upstate page, my main page, my TikTok page, right in the links right there, where it would have like right underneath the description, there's a link right to my YouTube right there. Guts and Glory Ranch. LJ, night homie, night to you. I love y'all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all your support. 71,000 hearts. Thank you, Lulu. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all your support. And go check out my raps and my rhymes. I've been posting on those rhymes on there. I'm just doing stuff on my phone through CapCut. But we'll be in the studio pretty soon. I love y'all. Stay wild. Peace, love, and plants, bro.